Sportswire podcast.
Welcome to Sportswire, your fast track to everything sports. I'm your host, Saifullah Akbar. With me, I have Hiskil and Said. We bring individuals from various sports to come and share their stories, insight, and thoughts. Today, we have with us a very special guest. He's played 25 years of professional football, won many trophies locally and internationally. With us here today, we have Mr. Daniel Bennett. Daniel, how are you?
Yeah, good to be here.
Thank you for being here. It's a pleasure. How's things? What have you been up to now?
After retiring a couple of years ago, my last club was Tanjung Pagar. I've been doing a lot of work with SG. I have a centre in Queensway. We have about 260 kids there. And we have another sort of 14, 15 centres in Singapore. I've also been doing some other work on the side with the Soccer Sevens. I don't know if you've heard of that.
Next week, right?
Next week. It's a big event. We've been working hard with Singapore Football Club, and a lot of big renowned clubs coming to Singapore.
Yeah, Dan, you had a very long career in football. Now let's take you back all the way back to when you were very young. You grew up in the United Kingdom. How was that like? How is it different to being here in Singapore?
Well, I came here when I was 2, so I don't really remember much of being in England before I came here. My first memories are in Singapore. My father came here to teach at United World College.
Okay.
And my childhood was here, so I feel very much a Singaporean.
Okay, how do you get into football? Was it your father, your brother, or anything?
Yeah, I have an older brother, 18 months older, and my father was very much into football, so he coached me many years when I was young for the school team, and I was always kind of playing up a year group or so because my brother was a little bit older. So I got used to playing with older boys, and I played at the ANZA football. Well, it's now a football school. It's an ANZA. It's a volunteer sort of run program, and we had games each week. And then I was playing for school, so it wasn't so much in the local system until I was about 14 when I was at Gloucester Barracks, and my father was acquainted to Robert Lim, and then I started with the Milo football scheme.
I understand. Is there any legends that inspired you to really become a footballer back when you were watching football at your younger days?
I mean, I think we all watched the Premier League. It was obviously a lot harder to watch in those days.
Yeah.
But there were players there. But I mean, I was at the National Stadium like many other youngsters when you're growing up in Singapore at Kallang. I remember my first game I think I watched was Singapore against China.
Oh, okay.
And I think Singapore won 1-0. I remember being there. And then later on, during the Malaysia Cup, which people like to talk about, I was there in the Kedah fans, actually.
Oh, nice.
Because my friend at school, he was Malaysian, and so I went along with him, and then I sort of got attached to watching Malaysia Cup games as well. I think I was there when Sundram scored his bicycle kick. Yeah.
So, you talked about being coached by your father. Was there an aha moment where everything clicked for you and you're thinking to yourself, I want to go pro?
I think from a young age, a lot of kids have that ambition that they want to be professional footballers. And I was the same, in the playground every day with a tennis ball, with whatever we could find. We were playing on the concrete, on the grass, then in my house, and just like any kid, but yeah, I think I knew I had a talent for it, and I wanted to be a professional from young. Yes, for sure.
That's nice.
Dan, I just want to ask, because you came to Singapore at a very young age, because mainly your dad was a teacher back in for school and all. But was Singapore a family choice, or was it because mainly your dad came here, that's why he brought the whole family over, or was everybody very open to come into Singapore? Because back then Singapore wasn't so. The name Singapore wasn't as hot as how it is now. So
my father came over to teach. He had 2-year contracts, so there was always a chance we were going back.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I understand.
So I always tell him you should have bought the place. I mean, look at the price of the property now. He said, we only had 2-year contracts, and every year it was rolling for the 2 years. So
I understand.
Yeah, we came as a family of 4. It was obviously a long way. Then we used to travel back for the holidays, and it was like 3 or 4 stops on the way. It was no direct flights then.
Oh, at that point of time, yeah. I understand.
So it was harder to get home, but to England at that point, but this was our home from very
From the
young,
start.
and I felt very comfortable here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Was there any like culture shocks when you were talking to Singaporeans? Because we have a slang, we have Singlish as well.
Yeah, was growing up a bit difficult.
Yeah.
But because at that point of time you look, as compared to the Asian, you look a bit different. Yeah.
I suppose I was in an international environment.
Ah,
At school, I was in an
okay.
international
Okay.
school and not in the
Local
Local
school.
school.
Okay,
local
okay, okay.
stream.
Yeah.
And to be honest, when I first started to mix more with Singaporeans when I was playing football at Milo, they really welcomed me. I think Hazrin Jalani was one of those who was there. Aziz Salim, a few other players who were
But
there at that time.
how did you pick up playing the local boys? Did you just go down to the street soccer court and start playing, or was there like a friend through a friend?
With the local?
Yeah, with the
Yeah.
local. How did you get in
No,
the
I
mix?
mean, it was Milo. And then,
Milo, yeah.
and then
Okay.
after that, I was not a Singaporean yet, so I didn't have a Singapore passport, so I couldn't play for Milo. I was training with them.
Okay.
So then Robert introduced me to Tiong Bahru
Understand.
with Haji, Tohari Pajan.
Okay.
And then I was kind of built up from there. Yeah.
Can. Coming into Singapore and all, like when you play the local boys and all at that very young age, I mean, of course, you wouldn't really realize, but did you feel like it was slightly easier here as compared to back home when you're playing a bit of football there?
I mean, I knew that the standard was very high in Europe, in
Europe, yeah.
England perhaps,
Yeah.
but my upbringing was here. The football I knew was here.
Yeah, I understand.
But the quality of the football at the Milo scheme was good. I mean, and I was playing older age groups, so
The
it was
exposure
a good
there.
level. It was a top level in Singapore, equivalent kind of to the NDC now. So
So Milo back then is like considered NFA in the recent days? Is it,
yes,
is it a
I
similar
think there were
standard?
3 or 4 different centres in Gloucester, and I was at Gloucester Barracks. So, but the other ones, Mountbatten, I think there was one, but there were a
Okay.
few other centres as well. Yeah.
It's like a proper program back then for the up and coming boys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Understand.
So
Okay.
from Milo, you went all the way to representing Singapore. How did wearing the Singapore jersey mean to you?
Especially switching from the England passport,
Yeah, I mean, but to be honest, I was always caught in the middle. So I was born in England, lived
Brought
in
up here.
Singapore.
Yeah.
People in Singapore kind of don't accept me.
Yeah.
When I go back to England, I have my family, but no friends there really. So it's kind of caught in the middle. But I think as time's passed, I think more and more generations of kids, they've become like this. And obviously the world is much more multicultural now.
Yeah.
But still, I get sort of framed in that foreign talent scheme.
Correct. Yeah.
And whereas I think my upbringing was very different to
Correct.
perhaps those other guys who have come over.
Yeah, but I think many didn't know that you actually came here at 2, A lot of them thought that you came and you naturalized after that, but they didn't know that you were born and brought up here.
I did naturalize, but
Yeah. Oh,
this was
yeah.
my home. So
Yeah, correct,
once
yeah.
I finished, I did go to university in England, and then after that, my heart was in Singapore. I wanted to get back.
Come
And
back, yeah. At what age did you get the so-called naturalization? You went through.
I was 25.
25.
25.
Yeah,
Okay.
just turning 25, I think.
So then you went back and forth, England to Singapore. Is there a time where you felt really lonely because, like you just mentioned, you don't really have friends back in England, and so was it a time where you felt lonely? Why am I going back and forth?
I mean, when I went back to university, I remember feeling homesick from here. I remember going to the university, thrown in a dorm, not knowing what was going on, and
Although it's your home country, you feel homesick.
I was homesick for sure. I mean,
Yeah. Singapore.
I wasn't built up to,
Yeah.
and then the culture there was very different. I remember the first night at university, they said, "Okay, everybody from that dorm come out." And we went on a pub crawl and they're all drinking. I said, well, so I went back to the dorm. Just wasn't for me, really.
You're the most capped national footballer, then with 146 games. Which game would you say was the most memorable?
I suppose it's those Suzuki Cup
Okay.
winning games.
Won it 3 times.
Yeah.
We won it 3 times.
Actually-
probably winning in Singapore the first
Singapore,
time in 2004.
Yeah.
In front, because the other 2 times we were in Thailand.
Yeah, so the
The
Singapore
second leg was in
it's slightly
Thailand,
different.
but the first leg was in Singapore. Yeah.
Touching on that, because since you have 146 cap, you wore the national jersey and all. When you wore the national jersey of Singapore and all, how did your family look at you back home in England? Did they feel like, why is he representing Singapore? I mean, although this is so-called home, but was it like a different look when you went back for family gathering and all?
Oh, I think. Well, I was at Wrexham at the time when I came back to play.
Yeah.
So the lads at the club had a bit of a laugh. I mean, my manager was telling me, don't you have any Welsh roots or Irish roots? Maybe you can go and play for Ireland or Wales. You stay here, don't go back. But so many players, they play for the country where the heart is, really.
Yeah, correct.
I mean, I wasn't going to play for England, let's be honest. Perhaps Wales. I mean, they weren't maybe as they weren't doing as well as they are
at that
now.
point of time. Yeah.
But I always wanted to play for Singapore if I had that opportunity. And
looking back at your career, because you had majority of your football foundation was being built here in Singapore, but you still managed to land a European contract back in Wrexham and all. Was there a reason why that our local boys can't get a contract there, but when your footballing foundation is built here, you still managed to land something overseas? Is there any difference? Was it because of size? Was it because of height? Or maybe because of the way you look? Is there any difference? I mean, transparency.
You look good.
I mean, you look good. Yeah, don't get me wrong. You look good.
No, it's okay. To be honest, there is the problem of the passport to start. When I went there, I was British.
Yeah.
But I also have the right of abode, which allows me still to work in England.
Okay.
It's very difficult for Singaporeans to get a work pass there.
Yeah,
So to play in England will be difficult.
Okay.
I think there are other European countries they can go to get a work pass and play.
And play.
But it's, I think, Ryan Stewart.
Ryan Stewart. I think he played there.
Stewart,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I think it's about desire. If you want to go, I mean, there are opportunities. Obviously, Andy Ahmad went. He played in Holland.
Yeah, correct.
So it's whether you really want to go. I think some players perhaps prefer maybe the closer destinations. They're more familiar with the food and the cultures there. Obviously, I had an affiliation with England, and it wasn't easy. Also, I went for lots of trials and I got rejected. It's really hard because you go into a club. I was going in a mid-season. They have their players in there. So unless you're kind of really showing something special, it's hard to get in.
Yeah. Just looking at the current local boys, just at the top of your head and all, who do you think have that kind of potential for them to maybe consider a European stint back there? Like looking at the current national team or current professional boys that we have.
I would say that the issue is you have to be a certain age. Even when I went there, when I was sort of 24,
okay,
I'm already not that young anymore. They
24 is considered older.
Yeah.
They want younger players. So
Okay.
I mean, for me, in the last generation, you have Harris, you have Safwan, and then you have Hassan, who they're really standouts. Yeah, from
the current
from when I was playing, and then you have the likes of Shadan, who's top player as well. So I think these boys, who I knew who were still sort of around, they could have gone and played there, especially Safwan, I think, because he has everything for centre back, right back. I know when he went to Australia, I think he
right back.
Playing in more physically physical league. You often play in different positions. Yeah.
I mean, now we have Safwan back home, so I think next season is quite interesting for us to see
him week in, week out.
How he's performing and all.
How was it like playing at the old Kallang Stadium, I should say, compared to the current Singapore National Stadium, the Sports Hub?
I think a lot of people probably miss that stadium because, like everything in Singapore, it really had a great feeling, tradition, and there's a lot of history behind that stadium. Obviously, I grew up and watched games there, as many did, and although the new stadium is magnificent, it doesn't have that same feel, that same homeliness. And
was there any major difference you feel from the old stadium and now, in terms of what is it because of the aesthetic? Is it because it's too neat? Is there any difference?
It's just general Singapore as a society. This is what the
you call home.
It's become like that generally throughout Singapore, and it's nice that we see the old shop houses and parts of old Singapore. But obviously, the National Stadium needed to be revamped, and although it's a fantastic stadium, you can't deny that
Kallang was
you miss it there. Yeah.
I just want to ask, because I mean, you've been to Wrexham and you've been to Singapore and all, because you came back and forth, up and down and all kind of stuff. I just want to ask, was there any big coaching difference in terms of what you see there and what you see here? Any major difference, or was it all the same? Was the training there tougher? Did the guys go slightly harder during training?
No, it's full on in training there.
Full on?
Well, it's just like a game, yeah. You're going out,
so there's
and
no like 20,
bits, and
50, 60%.
You'd be playing in the snow, you'd be playing on frozen pitches. it was hard there. We trained every morning. It was serious. It was full on. So slightly different to here, I think, in terms of the culture. But I mean, both very professional, Singapore and England.
England.
And I also played at a club which didn't have so much money, but we had a fantastic fan base there. And so playing on match day was something special in England, I have to say, because we had like not full ground, but those guys were coming, were making an awful lot of noise, and it was just
and the fan base
great
is
to play
different.
there.
Yeah.
Was there any reason on why you wanted to try out there? Was it because it looks better in the resume, or did you want to try something different, or was it because of the contract amount? Was it slightly bigger than what the local clubs were paying?
It wasn't about contract at all. I didn't play on huge money there. Obviously, to gain that experience, I mean,
the exposure.
I think the Fandi boys, they've also been to Europe, and I don't think they went for money. I think they went for the exposure. In the lower leagues in Europe, there's not huge
You don't
money.
pay well.
There's actually more money in Thailand,
region,
sometimes
yeah.
in Singapore, depends which club you're at. And it's about the opportunity to grow as a player. I remember my first game there, I played against Port Vale away,
Okay.
and I wasn't supposed to play, but there was somebody injured, and I just come in, and the gaffer was not sure he'd play me or not play me. He put me in, and the next day in headlines on the paper, it was Lee Trundle, who was one of the stars, and the chopstick kid.
You were the chopstick
I
kid.
was the chopstick kid, yeah. So a little bit racist. I was the chopstick kid, yeah. There.
But they ended up playing it.
I played and we won. We beat Port Vale. We were close to relegation, so it was a huge
big
result
game.
at that time. We did go down in the end, but it was a big result at the time, yeah.
Then from very young to your professional career, you've played as a defender. If I assume, have you played like a striker or
To be honest, when I was young, I was a midfielder.
midfielder? Oh, okay.
And until I was sort of 21, I went to Tanjung Pagar. I never played as a defender. Never.
Okay.
I was at university. I was midfielder. They played me up front. Can you believe? I played on the wing, but I never played at the back.
Okay.
But when you started off in your early days, your younger days, you started off as a midfielder also.
I was a midfielder.
Okay.
Many of my caps for Singapore started as a midfielder.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what happened after? Why did
I
you go?
realized I was better at the back.
Did you realize that yourself?
I realized that when I went to the back, I found it easy. And I couldn't understand why, but I think when I grew up, I didn't probably have the same football education as others where Shadan, I've tested Shadan in training. You know, you go behind him and he knows you're there. You try and jump in front of him and he'll turn and he'll be gone.
Yeah.
Whereas I always struggle because I think I played maybe not at such a high level, or players were not as good. And so I struggled turning with the ball. So I struggled understanding who was behind me.
Okay.
So when I went to the back, everything's in front of you.
So it's easier.
Yeah.
So when I stepped up the level to play in the national team, play in the Singapore Premier League, it became a little bit harder and I struggled a little bit more. So playing at the back was kind of natural, and it just felt, even though I never played there,
You felt natural.
I just fit in straight away. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which coach was the one that decided to put you?
So Hari Paijan, he put me at the
Hari
back.
Paijan,
And he never
okay.
changed me. Tong Hai was injured one game, I think.
Then they just put you in.
He put me in and
You never
that
changed
was
after
it.
that. The rest was
Yeah.
history, yeah?
That was it, yeah.
As a defender, who was the toughest striker you've ever faced, locally or internationally?
I think locally, there's been a few locally. But I never liked playing against Egma with Indra Shaden. Because they had the strength. Egma had the strength, and Indra was the one. He was a little bit like Michael Owen. He was so quick around the box, and they worked so well together. I mean, I never liked to play against Home United, or as it is Lion City now.
Man City,
Yeah.
They were another top team, and it was always a grudge match. And those two were they were good together.
Internationally, anybody when you were playing with your national team?
Yeah,
or-
there was the boy from Iraq. Is it
The
Yunus?
boy from Iraq. Okay.
He was big and strong. He was just really hard to mark, and he was quick. He had everything. Yeah,
You played once with him or a few
I
times?
played a few times
Oh, so
against
that's why
him. We
you
did
know.
well. Yeah. I remember those games.
So who amongst the current players right now do you think that has the same caliber as you? Like same as Daniel Bennett?
Oh, there's nobody like Daniel Bennett.
Sorry.
There's
Oh,
only
is there
one
nobody?
Daniel
Oh,
Bennett.
there's only one Daniel Bennett.
No, I mean everybody is a different kind of player, but
Anyone similar to you when you watch the current national team?
Playing style,
Playing
or maybe
style, yeah.
physique, height. Or when
I'm
you
not
see him,
sure.
it's like, oh,
I'm
the
not
younger
sure.
me.
I mean, Everybody has their own qualities. I wouldn't like to say I'm like anybody, but like I say, I think Safwan is a standout to them. I'm still at his age, and I hope he goes on to play until he's 44 as well. Like if he keeps fit, he can, because he's a very good player.
Talking about playing until 44, you played beyond your 40s. How did you manage to maintain your mentality, your fitness throughout your career?
Hey, how do you? I just tore my ACL recently, and I'm only 26. So how did you manage to do it all the way until 40 or 44?
I think I was very lucky, but also playing as a centre back, I think helped
you,
because, like I was saying, there's a lot of turning in midfield. So
correct.
you look at those very tenacious midfielders. In the end, they struggle. Maybe because of they've had a serious injury. Even you see Harris has had a few serious injuries.
Correct.
Issa Halim, when I was playing,
he's a big player.
he was top and he had a bad injury. So I've been very lucky, I think, in a way, because I was playing at the back. You see everything in front. You're the one normally kicking although I wasn't really like that, but defenders naturally, they're kicking the strikers rather than you getting kicked. So
was there any recovery routine that you followed, or match day routine that you followed to keep your mental in check throughout the 40 years?
I think every player, I mean, Saifullah will tell you, every player has their own match day sort of rituals, routines.
Yeah.
I'd never like to stick to them too much, because there was always times when you'd be put off, like if you travel away and maybe you couldn't do certain things. So
you feel a bit off.
as long as you could be a little bit flexible, then there were. But I think it's just generally how you live, what you eat, your daily life, when you sleep and things like this. So I've always had a pretty steady, organized schedule. So I think that helped as well.
Helps with the career itself.
How about your diet? Do you follow it strictly for your recovery and preparing for pre-game?
Prepare for pre-game, yes. I always was really strict on that. But generally, I think I had quite a good diet. I don't like oily foods really. So
Until today? Or only during the football?
I don't.
Until today?
So to be honest,
That's why you still look fit, huh?
I like a curry or something, but
So no biryani and all
but I
that?
don't know. I
No
know
biryani.
I know Malay food is a lot of oil.
Too
To be
much.
honest, I don't eat much of that. So I know Singaporeans love food, and unfortunately, if you talk to me about Singaporean food, I'm not a big foodie. I can eat just very simple food and be very happy. Yeah. So I like a chicken rice. I like a prata, but the prata is a stuff. When I was young, I'd run across the road. There was a prata shop in Pasir Panjang, and I would run across the road. I'd eat like 4, and I wouldn't think anything of it. But you can do that when you're young.
Usually for you, it's fish or chicken curry?
But they have mutton as well.
Mutton curry.
Yeah, Mr. Mutton.
Mutton curry, Mr. Mutton. But for you, was there any preference? Fish, chicken, mutton? Or was it...
I usually ate what they gave me. I didn't think too much about the prata.
Also have, bro.
Something special, yeah.
I mean, okay, but to touch on, that is like more physical stuff, but to touch on the mental side, how did you keep yourself mentally motivated? You know, I'm sure it's not easy to keep yourself mentally motivated
25 years
for 25 years, you know.
Yeah.
What kept you pushing to go all the way beyond 40?
Was it family?
I mean, not my fault. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed playing. You know, I didn't want to stop. And then you go through, I mean, I've played with so many different players. You go through different teams, and teams evolve, and there's always something new for the next season. I spent a lot of time at Warriors, but the team evolved there as well. We went through the phase where we won a lot of championships, and then we had a downtime. But I think, honestly, one of the biggest challenges for me and many players was the rules that the league were bringing in, because they were looking to make the league younger. They had an under-23 rule. And so, apart from my fitness, I think my biggest achievement was actually surviving all of these rules. And the feeling that they don't want me here. I know they don't want me here. Firstly, I'm a Masale. And then secondly, they don't want old players anymore. And so for me to last until I was 44, I actually feel like my biggest achievement was to survive all of these regulations they're bringing in.
But how do you keep your mental in check? You know, year by year, you know that the league doesn't want to keep you here. How did you keep pushing yourself? You know, say another season.
Probably it's partly that. Like I'm going to say.
Oh, okay. So that.
But I enjoyed it. I mean, my last sort of five years I spent at Tampines. Obviously, football changed then, and with Gavin Lee coming in and the way we were playing, it was interesting. You know, from when I started, goalkeepers could pick the ball up. And when I finished, we were playing short passes from the back instead of the defender pushing up to the halfway and the ball going long. So over that period of time, professional football all over the world
Evolved.
just changed dramatically. Yeah.
Correct. Talking about Tampines and also talking about Warriors especially, what happened to Warriors? Was there any insights that you gave on what happened to Warriors, why they faded off from the scene? Because they were quite a big club, I know, back in the day.
Yeah, it was a big club.
How many
Obviously,
seasons did you play for Warriors?
I was there probably 10 years.
Oh, 10 years.
That's why you win most trophies.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
most
won
right,
most
correct.
trophies at Warriors. I think what happened is Mindef, I think they pulled out, so the funds were not there anymore.
Understand.
And we became Warriors. Colonel Koch, who had done fantastic things for the club,
Correct, yeah.
with Richard, the coach, he left, he joined the FA.
Okay.
And so there was a new management there. And then one thing led to another. And
They went out.
and I ended up not being there as well. So better we don't go so much into that.
Sure. Correct.
In football,
sure.
you stay at some clubs, you leave
You
some
leave at some
clubs, and
clubs,
that's how things go, you know.
But 10 years was a pretty long, 10 season, yeah? Pretty long time at the club. After that, you left for Tampines.
No, I went to Kallang first.
Kallang first, then.
There was an exciting group going to Kallang. It was just after they pulled out of the Lions 12, the Malaysian League. They did all come out of the Malaysian League, and a lot of the boys were going to Kallang. A lot of youngsters, Gabi, Shawal, Shafiq Ghani. There was a number of really promising young players. So I mean, they're not so young now.
Yeah.
But I was happy to join them. And we had big ideas for the season. So Idea Skander helped me come in, and Noh Ali was there, and Hazrin Jailani was the coach. And you know, if you know those guys, it's a good group of guys to be with, and we enjoyed that season a lot. Yeah.
Touching on that, you know, because you played with those guys who are slightly younger, but of course now slightly older. I mean, comparing your generation, that generation, and the current generation, was there any difference in terms of the work ethic, the mindset? Did social media change a lot of the things on how players perform? Did it help with the performance? What do you think?
I think every team you play for, there's a different mindset. When I played at Warriors, there were a lot of leaders there. You had Noh Ali, you had Alexander Juric, you had other guys, Razif, Muhammad. You had guys who really strong physically, mentally, especially, and they were leaders on the pitch. And we kind of pushed each other every day in training. It was sometimes not nice to be there, to be honest. It was real. But in the end, that competitive spirit came out when we were winning the league and the cup. But it was hard work every day. And then you have other groups. When I went to Kallang, he was younger, was more jovial, and probably we didn't do as well because we didn't have that competitive edge to us, which we maybe should have done. But also the boys were young at that time.
Yeah.
But every club you go to, there's a different kind of feel in the dressing room. Obviously, when I started to get older, I turned to players and I want to tell them a story about before, and then I realized, hang on, there's nobody in here who would know the boys I'm talking about. So it was kind of strange in that way. But the young boys always made me feel young, even though I had players calling me daddy or whatever. But I always felt quite young in the group, and if I didn't feel capable of playing, I would have stopped. But I always felt like I was good enough and I could play. Yeah.
So can I assume that Warriors was your best time during your playing career?
I wouldn't say that.
In terms of the dressing room or the winning the trophies and all that.
Winning the trophies in Singapore, yes. At that period, we were winning a lot with Singapore, so that was it was a good time. But I wouldn't say it was necessarily the best period. I had other. I mean, at Kallang, it was one of the best years.
What was the fun years in Kallang?
It was one of the most fun years with the team we had. But there's good. I mean, I had a fantastic time at Wrexham as well when I played there.
At Wrexham,
I still keep in contact with a number of the guys there, and obviously the club are doing really well now. But as I say, there's different feel to every club, characteristics at every club and dressing room you're playing with.
Yeah. Touching on Wrexham, since we're already at it and all, how was your time at Wrexham and all? Because I think in terms of Singapore, maybe you might. I think you're the only one that had a bit of playing, two season playing time at Wrexham itself. How was it like playing at Wrexham? Although they're not as big in the past, but now they're bigger now. Any insights you can give to the audience on how was it like at Wrexham?
my time at Wrexham, personally, I struggled sort of on a daily life because I was stuck in a small town. Wrexham's not a big town. I lived in the town next to the bus station. I used to get to training, which was about 10 minutes on the bus. I'd take the bus. I didn't have a driving license. I was pretty cool and easy at those days, but it was hard to sort of enjoy English life just in a small town. So there were sort of 5-6 of us who lived in town, and we got up to mischief at times when we were young, and it was probably not the greatest setting, but on match day, it was unbelievable. And, so trainings with the team and the guys and the banter in the dressing room was very different to here.
I understand.
Actually, coming from here, I struggled to keep up with the banter. They say so, and I'd just sort of sit there like, I wouldn't know quite, and they were looking at me like, he's not quite the same, is he? But I didn't quite get the stuff, but you soon sort of switch on, and it was really good dressing room there. But like I said, on match day, it was something special. Yeah, in the lower leagues in England, wherever you go, wherever you travel, it's
the fans would have to support. Why was it only 2 seasons? You wanted to come back home because you missed home, or
to be honest, I wanted to come back to play for the national team.
Okay.
So during my time there, I got the passport, and it was very difficult actually to come back here to play in that first Suzuki Cup.
Okay.
It was a Tiger Cup at that time to leave Wrexham, because I was doing really well at the time. I was playing every game, and I was doing well, and then I came back, and it kind of disrupted things from my point of view. And I probably wouldn't have come back now in hindsight, but it's easy to say. We didn't do well, obviously, in that tournament, the first one in 2002. I went back and I had an injury, and it was probably the wrong thing to do. The boys had been, the Singapore boys, they'd been training in the Middle East, and I hadn't managed to go on the training tour. So I came back and straight away played. And so I think it was the best decision really if I was going to play for Singapore,
to come back
and travel around Asia with the team, and they had bigger plans to play more games. I think then it was better that I came back, and then obviously that's an even bigger stage than Wrexham there.
Correct. At that point of time. After Wrexham, was there other European club offers that you rejected?
When I left Wrexham, I did have calls from England to go back there, but I made my mind up sort of here that I would stay. So honestly, I had a couple of phone calls. And I said, look, if you pay me this, I'll come back. And then they didn't call me back. So that was it. Because if the money was that good, I would have probably gone. But I was very happy to stay.
Any range you could give to the fans on what was the offer back then? In terms of the amount?
No, they paid per week. So it was something, I would have probably asked for about £1,000 a week, something like that, which was then is 1 to 3. £1 to $3.
Yeah, it was big,
Yeah, so it was very different.
Yeah, understand.
So the money was okay. I would have probably stayed for that, but obviously my heart was here. I wanted to play for the national team here.
Yeah, but I didn't think you make a wrong choice. I think Singapore is to play for the country. I think it's something that every boy would have dreamed of.
That was a real change in the pathway. And shortly after I came back, I met my wife. So obviously that would have changed everything as well. So.
Understand. I mean, everything. There's a reason behind everything, no?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
When you watch Wrexham on TV, with your mates, you say like, that is my former club. They're actually doing really well now.
Yeah, I was saying before the show, I was saying, I didn't used to like to say I play for Wrexham because they're in the non-league for so many years. But they've had 3 successful promotions in a row. I don't think any other club has done that.
Yeah.
And now I'm very proud to say that I play for Wrexham. The guy who actually does the commentary for Wrexham, he was a striker at the time for me. So it's good when I get it on and watch. It's good to hear him speaking as well.
So you know of someone who's still in Wrexham now?
A few of the guys within the management, they're still there. A few of the players are sort of doing a few things around the club. I played with Alex Ferguson's son there. Darren Ferguson. He's now manager at Peterborough, but there are a few who have gone on to do big things. So there's one, Dennis Lawrence, he went to manage Trinidad and Tobago. There are a few quite renowned players who have gone on to do certain things.
Maybe you could hook us up to meet Ryan Reynolds one day.
I would like to do that.
It'd be lovely, bro. Yeah.
Yeah, touching on the Wrexham, of course, Wrexham, at the point of time they were calling, they didn't call it Singapore Premier League, they call it S League. So when you came back from Wrexham and all the way to S League and all, was there any major difference in terms of what you have seen? Because at the point of time, Wrexham wasn't as big as how they were. So how was the standard of the league there in terms of
in Singapore?
Yeah, no, in terms of Wrexham, how was it in Wrexham and how was it in S League at the point of time? If you do a one-to-one comparison,
it was just a lot less physical in Singapore.
Okay.
It was tough in England. I mean, physically, the strikers I was marking were big, and the way I marked them was very different, say, to in Singapore. You couldn't get too close to them because, like marking Alex Juric, I mean, they're very strong. They're huge guys, and I was not considered that big there as a centre back. It's the reason we ended up playing a 3 at the back in England. So I had 2 other bigger, stronger defenders with me. And in England, because of the weather, and I don't think a lot of people realise that the football in Asia is slower, especially Southeast Asia, simply because of the weather. So maybe you say, oh, the football's not as good, and they don't play at the same intensity, but it's very hard. If you see some of those players come over here, I'm sure, well, they might put the aircon on for them in the National Stadium now, but otherwise they struggle. I remember playing Liverpool and United here. I walked past the dressing room and I saw Carragher on the half-time with all the ice on his face. He was like a beetroot, red. So the intensity of the game was very different there, which means you play a very different style of football. So I got the ball and I was, from the back, I was told to hit to the striker who could hold the ball. He was very strong. To hit down the channel, let the player run, or to hit diagonal ball.
Okay.
When I first got there, I started playing from the back, and they said if you want to play like that, you can go to France. And that was it. You don't play back to the goalkeeper because the goalkeeper, they normally weren't good with the feet. So it was a very different style. Whereas here, more of a patient build-up, perhaps less intense. Teams sitting back more. There, you lose the ball, you press. 90 minutes, you press. There's no talk about sitting back. It's this full-on game, and there's no rest.
Yeah, so when you came back, is it like casual football for you?
No, it's not casual. But there's obviously different things to look for. I mean, I probably didn't have a player like Indra Sharan to mark there. So quick and
faster,
nimble. And actually, I always felt in Singapore I didn't need to do so much strength work because
more technical.
It was more important for me to keep my flexibility and be a little bit more nimble than be strong. Whereas in England, strength was very important.
Talking about flexibility, do you do anything extra apart from your training to, like yoga?
No, I never did yoga. I
Training home.
Brian Giggs said he used to do a lot of yoga.
Yeah.
No, I never did anything extra yoga. I think probably turning point for us as players in the national team was when Sasha came. Alexander Bozenko. He was a fitness coach in Singapore for a long time. And he probably added 10 years on my career, to be honest, because when he came, we were playing and we weren't really looking at our physical strength, our core strength as much. And he came and he kind of changed our mindset in terms of those things. So we probably prevented a lot of us having injuries and extended our careers, I'm sure.
Touching on the the leagues and all that kind of stuff, just because since you're currently also still in the scene with Active SG and all, if you just were to do a one-to-one comparison based on S League then and of course SPL now, was there any much difference in terms of how the league evolved, or has it been the same for the past 20 over years?
I mean, the league is just there's all sorts happened to the league. We know about this, and I think probably the rule changes, they've been too frequent.
Was it better then, or slightly better now based on your current understanding?
No, the standard of the league was much better in the past. Much better.
Was the viewership slightly heavier back then in terms of during your time when fans actually came down for Warriors, Etoile and all?
We used to have crowds much bigger than now. We used to have the top Thai players playing in Singapore. Whereas now our players are going there.
But just for understanding, any reason why you feel is as such? Like why has the viewership went down, or why have you feel like the fans is not turning up?
I think it's in a way it's too many changes.
Understand.
Rule changes throughout. I mean, at one point it was 3 foreigners, now 7. Well, I think you can have any number you like. 7 play.
7 plus 2.
It's hard to put your finger on it, but somewhere we've lost that fan base, and it's very hard once you lose it. Like trust, it's very hard to get it back.
Correct.
But hopefully it does come back. There's no magic formula, though. I don't think.
Yeah, but I mean, since you've been in the scene for so long, do you think there's any way for them to consider getting the fans back? Are they supposed to sign 3 Fandi brothers, or are they supposed to do something?
I think you have to have all the best players playing in Singapore. I think that's the first thing.
Okay.
People have to know that this is the best league that is possible to play in Singapore. So you need all the best players in Singapore, and then you need good foreigners. And I'd love it if each club had their own stadium.
Oh, stadium. Okay.
Stadium.
Yeah.
Because at the moment, it's hard to feel that community feel when you have 2
Sharing
groups of
stadium.
players
Playing in the same stadium.
and then 2 groups of supporters coming to the same stadium.
Yeah.
In terms of viewership now, we have access with YouTube.
Me watch.
Yeah, it's very easy.
Yeah.
So I think people don't go down to the stadiums to watch. They rather sit back at home and just watch it now.
But I mean, if let's say you put into your perspective, they need to sign more top talents, to bring in. But then it falls back to the budget set aside, no? Because if I'm not mistaken, each club they have about 1.8, 1.9 million to utilize in the club itself. Do you feel like the funding should go up, or do you feel club should focus more on getting sponsors on hand?
Yeah.
What's your thoughts?
Clubs need to do more.
More sponsors
They don't do enough to get.
to get.
So obviously, Lion City is an exception.
100%.
They have a fantastic backup, but other clubs need to do more to find investment in some way, and whether that means the league giving them more opportunities with stadiums, with creating revenue streams for them, then that's something they need to look into. But obviously, with the RFP going out and not many clubs applying, it shows that maybe they're not offering enough for clubs to actually find it attractive to come in.
Do you think SPL should start something like what they have back in the Premier League and all, like relegation and all? Do you think they should start having that on hand, start promoting the SFL up?
Have they ever had relegation before?
I don't think so.
No, I
But do
don't
you think they should start?
Of course. I mean, those clubs that don't do well, obviously, there have been clubs who have done very poorly in certain seasons. Let's not mention names.
100%.
And those clubs should be relegated.
Yeah.
That would happen in any other system, any other league in the world. And so for clubs to really feel that and have the urgency to go and do something,
I agree.
then otherwise it's just a happy little family there, and things go around, and then there's nothing to lose at the end of the day. If people have something to lose, and there's fear, and there's jobs, and there's other things at stake, then that viewership will 100% go up, because there's things to lose. Because you see in the Premiership, which majority of us watch more than anything, is the end of the season is it's not only that the top and the Champions League places and the winners, but it's also looking at the bottom and saying, well, who's going to go down? I mean, the league, when I played at Wrexham, that was my first feeling of a relegation battle. And it's very hard once you get in that scrap at the bottom. And in Singapore with 8 teams, gosh, I mean, there'll be a few teams right down there at the bottom straight away.
I think correct. I think it will change the competitive level. It will change the mindset, I think.
Obviously, then you would have to have a better league for teams who are coming up as well. So.
But I mean, just my perspective, I just feel like, maybe for some of the SPL clubs, maybe it needs to start from the back, just not just the front. I think the chairman and all have to have some voting rights, They need to have some rotation, because from my understanding, some of them has been in the scene for close to 25, 30 years, the same chairman, the same guy sitting down. So I feel like if, the back don't change, nothing at the front will change, no?
That's a hard question to answer, but definitely, I mean, they were trying to get rid of the older players, so why not get rid of the older chairman as well?
I agree.
Sorry.
Anyways, I was apart from sports, what is Daniel Bennett up to these days? I saw your WhatsApp when I was trying to get you. You was like I saw the property agent thing. Are you still doing that?
Yeah, well, I mean, the property agency thing was something I started in probably 2012. It was something that when you get to a certain age and you're playing football, you kind of wonder, what's going to be next?
Mm.
And property was something which I could do on the side of football. So I did a little bit on the side, and I thought I could build up. So when I finished, didn't realize it would take that long to finish. Then I'd be able to go into the property. Perhaps it was something to fall back on. But that doesn't really take much of my time now. I do deals if people come and ask me, but I understand how many agents are out there, so I don't go. I don't go fighting with 15 other agents for a client. If somebody comes to me, I'm happy to help. But family, obviously, my family, my daughter's now 18. My son is 14.
Okay.
He's at LCS.
Oh, okay.
So a lot of driving for me, basically, getting the kids around. My wife works full time, so I'm at home a lot with the kids. I like to help them, but I have my work with Active SG, where I run a centre at Queensway.
Yeah, so I didn't catch that. What do you do for Active SG actually?
We have a grassroots centre. Well, we have about 15, 16 grassroots centre around the island.
Yeah.
Each centre has 250 kids on average, ranging from 3 years old to 16.
Mainly all football?
All football, yes. I mean, it's under the
Active SG group.
Active SG umbrella of academies and clubs.
Okay.
And ours is the football component. We're the biggest academy under that umbrella.
Correct.
About over 3,000 kids in Singapore.
Active SG subsidize all? Or is it like
the kids pay a subsidized rate.
Amount.
We have 10-week programs and 4 seasons over the year. And we start from preschool 3 to 6. We have under 8 to under 16, and then we play in the SYL now. We play in Pesta Suka, and we play in the SYL Cup. We play in Active SG Cup. We participate in lots of tournaments. So
the exposure for the boys should be good.
So I'm the head coach there. So I organize that center. I organize the games we go into, and then I also take an elite under 15 team. Which we play in. It's like a COE league against the other clubs as well. Okay.
Touching on that, I mean, because you mentioned your son also is with Sailors in terms of the academy, if I'm not mistaken. How much of a help did you think Sailors have done for Singapore football in general just for the past 5 years?
I actually was thinking the other day, what if Sailors didn't come along? Then I think we'd be in a bit of a mess. I know a lot of people don't appreciate many ways what they've done, but it's exceptional what they've contributed to Singapore football. And I'm a mata at a training base on a regular basis, and I watch my son train and the coaches, and it's second to none. I mean, that's the top academy in Singapore by far for me. The work they do, the passion the coaches have, the coaches they're bringing in from abroad to do individual training, and the gym they have, and the work the boys do. I mean, I was still playing for Tanjong Pagar when my son was at the LCS Academy, and honestly, he's more professional than me. He was doing stuff which, with the facilities he had, I could only dream of, and that's kind of probably what made me think maybe it's time to stop.
But why do you think so? Like, I mean, in terms of facility and all, I think mainly it all falls back to funding, or is it just because they don't want to improve, or what do you think makes a lot of the current clubs in the SPL not bringing new things? Do you think is it financially, or is it just because...
It's financial. I mean, obviously, I tell the boys at Active SG, the boys I have my under 15s, that the clubs focus on the first team.
Okay.
They put a lot of the funds in the first team. Obviously, that bucket which they have at the start of the year, it covers everything. So it's natural that they want to do well with the first team. So I always encourage my boys to stay, because we at Active SG, we focus on the youth. And we develop the youth, and we've had a lot of boys go on and do good things. I mean, we've been around for sort of 10 years already, or close to 10 years, Active SG. And
Active SG has programs where you send the boys out of the country, or not yet?
We've sent boys to Australia before. We actually... We had teams go to the Gothic Cup before.
The Gothic Cup,
I've taken teams to Valencia.
Oh, okay. Italy,
But I think 3 or 4 of the boys who are on the UTR scholarships, they're also from Active SG as well.
Oh, that's good. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
But I think the public that didn't know this, I think I only know this actually from you. That there's all this going on, you know? Yeah, but
Well,
it's
if you have kids, you may.
maybe.
Well, I don't know if you do.
Ah, no, not yet.
Maybe soon you will. Yeah, you can come to Queensway.
100%.
I'll show you.
Talking about big clubs like LCS and all, at one point of time, it might be during your playing days, there was a club called Etoile FC back in the day and all. I think there was a French club and all.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think they won the league, didn't they?
I think they won one time, then the other time they came in third and all. I mean, because a lot of us was there to just view it on TV. You might have a first-hand experience playing with them and all. Comparing Etoile FC and what you see in Sailors, is the team quality similar? Or,
No.
Or is there
It's
somebody?
miles away. LCS is far better club.
LCS better club.
Oh, much better.
Okay. Understand.
Those clubs that came in to participate in our league, we've had a few good ones. Etoile obviously did well, but the quality of the players, it was as a team they did well. Just sort of like Brunei,
Okay.
they did well, but they not in the same standard as LCS.
They also went back to their hometown, or they defunct for Etoile FC.
I'm not sure, but
Understand.
I don't know if there was a club in France called Etoile. I think
Oh,
it
so
was.
it might just be
I
a
know a
Singapore.
couple of the boys. They stuck around. One or two joined some of our clubs, but the club disappeared here. Yeah, I don't think there was an Etoile back in France either.
Yeah, touching
I'm
a
not
little
sure.
bit on this topic, do you think it has helped Singapore football or Singapore League bringing in foreign clubs to come and play in our own league in terms of the standards? Or what do you find? How do you find this?
I think Albrechts has helped. I think they've been really steady. I think they have brought in good players, and that they've obviously shown that even when they brought the under 23 teams, that they can really compete, and they understood our league. They knew what kind of players they needed to bring, and the players were very professional. And I think there's several of our boys. Adam Swandi, I think, was one. He actually got to play with them, and so I think they've been good for the league. Others, obviously, I mean, if you look at Sinchi, apart from Shijai, then there was not much benefit as having them. The Korean Super Reds, they were good, but they only lasted a season, I think. And obviously Brunei have left us now. I think it would be the best thing for Singapore football if we can expand the league with our own teams. Obviously, with more foreigners in the league now, there needs to be more space for locals, and that will only come if we have more teams. And then naturally, those Singaporeans will play as well. Whether that's to do with facilities, finances, I'm not sure, but certainly in the long run, I think it has to expand to at least 10 teams.
Currently, as of today, they have, I think, 8, is it?
8, yes.
8, I'm not
Last season
mistaken.
9, this season 8.
Okay. But is there any reason why you feel they're not bringing up teams? I mean, there are a lot of teams in the Island-wide SFL and all. Any reason why they don't want to pump them up to make it 10? Because 8 is quite an awkward number. So you don't think so?
It definitely depends who you're bringing in, right? And the structure of the club and the backing they have, and whether they're interested in finding investors. I mean, the ones we have already, and if they're not looking, then we don't need more. More that are plodding along. We want change. We want people who are actively looking to bring in something different and an investment and funds into a league which desperately needs that.
Understand. I mean, because looking back at the 8 clubs, I think there's some of your former teammates are also coaching in terms of the current teams there and all. I think because when we were doing some researching about the what we're up to, how your current pass and all, we came across a very popular video back in the day of Noh Alam Shah and you getting into a squabble, I would say.
Okay,
At the point of time when that was
Squabble,
happening,
that's nice.
it might be slightly, I mean, if you see the video, it might be slightly more than a squabble. But I mean, we can just take it as a squabble for now. I mean, just from your thought process at the point of time when you were going at it with Alam Shah on the pitch, was there any reason or what was your thought process when that happened on the pitch?
I mean, I didn't really go at him.
I mean, he went, yeah.
No, I mean, it's probably a question you want to ask Alam Shah because, I mean, I hadn't said anything. I hadn't really done anything. I was very competitive. And I probably annoyed some strikers. I was extremely competitive. But nothing was said. I mean, at one point, the FA tried to tell me that I must have said something, but nothing was said. Or we were winning a game, big game, last couple of minutes, and there was emotion. So,
But have you guys squashed the beef? Has it been done?
I played under Alam Shah in
Yeah,
Tanjung
you were
Pagar
Tanjung
for the
Pagar.
last year. We are fine. I mean,
fine,
some of
okay.
the lads, they joke about it in the dressing room. It's not a big deal now. We move on.
Yeah, 100%.
One of
100%, yeah.
somebody said forgiveness is the best thing. I mean, had I held it close to me for so long, that wouldn't have been right. So
I understand.
obviously it wasn't great what happened, but
Correct.
we move on. And
Yeah.
Alam Shah is a fantastic guy. I played under him. He's doing
He's doing good things for football also. I see in
good
Tanjung
things,
Pagar
and
now.
he's a good coach. Yes.
Correct.
Like you, Dan, many players are with SportsSG post-retirement. How has SportsSG helped these players, in terms of the transition from football as a player being in the corporate world, you say?
Yeah, obviously, as I said, I started trying to look for things early in 2012. I looked for the property, but SportsSG has really helped a few players, and the FA as well in certain ways to find roles and then to sort of improve us in the way we want, but sort of see a different side of the game. It's not easy to go into coaching. You think you're a good player, then you can coach. It's not
Not the same thing.
because the players you're coaching, they don't see things the way you do, and to get the message across is the hardest thing.
Yeah. But we recommend a lot of players to take this kind of career path once they're done with football.
If they want to, I mean, it depends what they want. If they don't want to coach and they don't want to, I mean, my role is not purely coaching. I'm involved in a lot of management side of things.
The back end,
So, I mean, I have a center of 260 kids. It's the parents, which are most important.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. And then we have the kids. I have my coaches who can give problems sometimes. And then we obviously have to deal with different things like risk management, all these things, safety of the kids, and then we report back to HQ, and then we have to assist coaches in the coach development, and so it's quite a broad range of things we do.
I mean, talking about Active SG and the property you're doing, you're also hosting the Soccer Sevens, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that's something exciting, which I'm working with.
How many clubs is involved?
Singapore Football Club is behind that. It's under the Soccer Sevens series. We have up to 95 games being played over the course of 3 days, from the 25th to the 27th of July. At Jalan Besar Stadium.
All the games will be played at Jalan Besar?
Sorry?
All the games is at Jalan Besar?
All the games at Jalan Besar. We play on one field.
Okay.
The field is almost full size. We bring it in sort of 5 meters on each side and to the 6-yard box at either end. And then it's a 7v7, no offsides. And we have top teams. We have teams from England, Brazil, Germany. We have teams from around Asia and also Southeast Asia. So.
Understand. Any top players coming down?
Top
players in terms of very hot names. I think I saw on your IG, Coutinho.
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 I don't think he will actually be here,
Okay.
but Corinthians and Vasco da Gama will come from Brazil.
Okay.
We will also have a lot of players who've just retired. That 2016 Leicester City squad.
Oh, yes.
Many of them.
Yeah.
Robert Huth, Wes Morgan.
Wes Morgan,
Drinkwater.
Drinkwater, okay.
David Nugent. They're all coming down, and they're still sort of just around 30. Marco Brighton's just gone 35, so these guys can move. They can play. And then we have a team made up of a lot of former West Ham players. They're playing in an all-stars team. We have a team from Forest, former players from Forest.
Okay.
And then we have a Borussia Dortmund team. And this is in the Masters. I mean, this is where I'm going to be playing.
You also be playing?
I'll be playing for Singapore Football Club. So we have a few decent. We have Lionel playing. We have a few decent players playing. Cheryl Ishak.
Is Amri playing?
Amri.
He'll be taking off his shirt most of the time.
Yeah, he's buffed up, so he'll be looking good. Whether he plays or not, he's got a bit of an injury. So. And then we have a lot of teams in the Open tournament and the ladies as well. Who some big names, some big clubs coming.
How's the prize money like for clubs that win? Is a big prize money?
It's not about the prize money. I think it's about bringing the diversity of teams sort of coming together.
Okay.
We have teams from all over the world who will probably never meet. And to get that competition, I don't think it's about the prize money.
I understand.
About the exposure for them. We have teams like Hashtag United coming.
Oh yeah. I heard about them. #United.
and that was a team which I hadn't heard of, but the
Because of
boys in
that.
my under 15 team, they're crazy about
Yeah.
#United.
#United. Yeah.
And we have Shanghai coming, so you can have Shanghai against hashtag. You can have Persib Bandung
Versus,
playing
Dortmund.
a team. Well, I can't think about it. We have QPR coming for the ladies. We have Corinthians also coming for ladies tournament. So
where can the people get the tickets from? Is
the
it
tickets on Ticketek. I made a mistake last time, but it's on Ticketek. But you can also find links online on our social media pages. They're available now, and I think they're $20 for an all-day pass. I think it goes over 3 days. You can stay and watch 95 games, and then
for $20?
For $20, it's a day pass. I'm not sure what it is for the 3 days.
3 days. Okay.
And then it's $8 for a kid.
Oh, it's
so
affordable.
It's very affordable.
Yeah.
Is there still tickets for grabs?
Yes, there's tickets available.
Get us one, Kaisan.
I can get you a ticket.
Hey, thank you so much.
No problem.
Yeah, thank you.
And it's just something which I don't think Singapore football has seen for a long time.
Yeah.
People kind of want to relate it to other sevens tournaments here, which we've had, but it's something completely different. And the plan is we've taken it sort of an idea from which originated actually here at the Padang many years ago. It went to Hong Kong, and for 25 years they've had it in Hong Kong. And I've played in that tournament now, and they have in the open this is physical, it's quick, it's a fantastic tournament. You see top sort of youth players from around the world coming and playing, but they're sort of 21. The players who are going to break into the first thing. We had Jack Grealish in Hong Kong play many years ago.
Understand.
It's that kind of level of players, and it's really an eye opener because when you see them play, it's just something which I don't think Singapore football has seen for a while. And we're trying to bring that to Singapore football, but we also want the Singapore culture within that. So we have many Singaporean clubs playing in there as well, like Kallang, like Still Arian from the ladies. Kallang also have a ladies team playing. Albrechts are playing.
And I think for the ticket price, it's actually quite a bargain, no? In terms of what exposure the fans will be getting in terms of the player quality, and I think it's worthwhile.
Yeah.
In terms of how much the ticket is priced.
And it's a very, very well-run tournament. I mentioned it on another program. Is a guy called Tom Feller who's coming, and he's the director of the tournament. He's run 2 Champions League finals, 5 FA Cups in England. And it's a very well-run event with food trucks outside. So Singaporeans will be happy with the food, and then we have the entertainment inside, and there'll be more than just football. There'll be other entertainment at the same time. So
understand. I mean, 100%. We will also put up a link for whoever they want to get a ticket. So hopefully it helps with the.
It's been broadcast on DAZN, which is doing the Club World Cup.
Correct. Yeah.
A big event, and it's kind of shown me what goes on behind the scenes of the football tournament. And I know Saifullah still playing, and when I played, you turn up to the stadium. You don't realize what's gone in
the back end.
On the back end for you just to walk in, go in the dressing room, get your jerseys on, from the kit man to the filming to the flow of events within the stadium, to the risk management, to all this safeguarding, everything. It all comes into play, and we sort of take it for granted as players. And for me now to see the other side of that is really eye-opening, and is something I enjoy doing.
So we just had this conversation with Swandi the last time around. We was also telling him that it's actually good for a lot of players that after their playing days, it's good to actually enter the back end, because end day you know how it feels like to be a player. If you understand what happens in the back end, at least it's a complete set, front and back you cover.
And I'm sure Adam told you that being a player actually helps him in many ways, because
100%, correct. The influence,
because he sees it from the footballer side, and he knows what footballers want, and he can assist them in that way as well.
Okay, then we've come to the end of our episode with Mr. Daniel Bennett. It's a pleasure to have you here. Thank you for sharing your stories to us. Guys, he's mentioned about the Soccer 7 series, so go grab your tickets. Go if you want to see Dan playing again like his old days, I hope. He's still fit, he looks fit. Go and support them. Jalan Besar Stadium, all the details will be out there. Till then, this is Sportswire, wired for sports, driven by passion. See you.
What a brilliant goal! Usain Bolt storming through, takes it. We've never seen anything like it.
Sportswire Podcast.